Hi, this is Mariah Gray, where I talk everything teaching, productivity, as well as sharing my creative endeavors. Today we're going to get into how to make teaching easier by working smarter and not harder. So let's get into it. The idea of learning is constantly being revised, reshaped, and redefined. Therefore, with the rise of digital learning and digital tools, we can change how students and children are engaging in their learning, but we can also make them active agents in their learning. This is not only going to develop their confidence, but also it will motivate them to be more independent and to see how learning is fun and it's not a tiresome thing. Learning is ongoing, is ceaseless for children as well as adults, and they need to see that. For example, you could make AI to actually plan lessons and to even plan activities. You can use Kahoot to do like fun quizzes. There's so much other digital tools that we can use to amplify our learning. My first tip is to use technology. With the rise of AI and with the implications that COVID had on us, meant that students and children had to get used to long distance learning, they had to get used to technology, and they had to get used to having independence and autonomy over their learning as well as responsibility. So with that being said, that also has encouraged us teachers to be more proactive and to also balance the workload but make learning engaging, relatable and succinct, that it's no longer past tense. We are living within the times. By using digital tools such as Kahoot or there's another one. By using digital tools such as Kahoot, you're able to assess their learning, assess their learning gaps, and it's a fun way of doing AFL in classrooms. Instead of just thumbs up, thumbs down, or whiteboards, try a quiz and you can actually see what child is getting the wrong answer. Maybe you can address that misconception there and then. Discover new things together. So it's not me saying as a teacher we're not responsible for helping children and students learn. That is our occupation. That's what we're responsible for doing. However, there's nothing wrong with discovering a new word together. So maybe every week, before home time or in the morning, discover a new word or synonym for another word. Or maybe you discover a new method to something or a new fun fact about a scientist or science or whatever subject that might be the focus point of that week. Discover new things together because it makes it more engaging, fun, but also it's nice for them to see that teachers are excited to learn as well. So definitely mirror that curiosity, be inquisitive and share that passion for learning with your children or students. Collaborate with your year partners or teachers or other members of staff. Work as a team. Your TA is there to support you as well as the classroom. You're both a team, as well as maybe your other year group partner if you have one, or a subject lead. Talk to people, ask for advice, don't do everything alone. Even if you're quite nervous, still, if you don't ask or if you don't speak, then people will assume you know what you're doing. So if you definitely need that support, definitely ask people, get people involved, and you can even look for resources and ideas on Pinterest too. So sometimes I look on Pinterest for like classroom ideas, continuous provision ideas, and it's really helpful. Understand the importance of effective questioning. So you want to make sure the child has understood the topic, but they're also able to explain what they've understood. So you're asking questions like, how do you know that? Why is it that? Can you show me why it's this? Can you prove it to me? Is there any other ways? All these questions are encouraging your children or students to think, to be inquisitive, but to also inquire on are there any other ways to work out that answer or have a better approach to the question. Recognizing and appreciating modeling. So constantly model examples, especially in maths as well, because they need to see complex questions cut down and split into simpler, smaller steps. So do not underestimate modeling in English as well as other subjects. Model art as well. If you want them to draw something or paint something, do an example so they are clear and understanding on what it needs to look like. Definitely scaffolds, so have like slides available for them to use that are going to support them with their learning. So that could literally be a vocabulary sheet, it could be maybe math symbols, depending on your year group. Just have support slides available. Definitely scaffold and model a lot in your lessons, because you're showing your children or students what a good example looks like. But also remember that the purpose of scaffolding is to eventually remove that support so that the children or students can access the learning or do the learning independently. So always keep that in mind, like you need to pull back a little bit so you can see what the children or students can do independently. Hi, this is Amaris Gray. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Do check out my other videos on teaching as well as personal development, in other words, self-love as well. And yeah, I just hope to see you soon. Bye.